Today I wanted to do a review on what I feel is one of the best values out there in the knife world for an everyday carry folding knife. This knife, I'm sure some of y'all have seen this before, maybe some of y'all haven't, but what this is the Sanrenmu 710. So this is kind of a Chinese-made Sabenza clone. So if you're familiar with the Sabenza knife, which is a very popular knife, it's going to set you back several $100s for that blade. This is a excellent alternative that gives you similar looks for quite a bit cheaper. These things can be had for less than 15 all over the internet. I've seen them on Amazon for around 10. You can get them on eBay for less than that, or some of the other Chinese Amazon type sites like GearBest. I've seen them as low as $6 on there. And at these prices, this thing just really gives you a great value. I mean, let me open up the blade here so you can kind of see the overall design of it while I talk about the specs. So there's a good look at the blade here. So again, you're going to get that Chris Sabenza kind of design with this thing. Overall length, you're looking at 6.5 inches overall. You're looking at 3.75 with the blade closed, and then you're looking at about a 2.75 inch blade. So those are all real good specs for an everyday carry knife. Another good thing is this thing only weighs 3.1 ounces, so fairly lightweight. Even with the full, stainless steel construction of these things, it's light enough that you don't really feel it when you carry it. And I carry this thing quite a bit. I really like using it. I've owned this knife since I believe 2013, so I've had it for a good amount of time now, and it's held up to everything I've thrown at it. When I originally bought this, I expected it just to, be kind of like a throwaway knife. But I kind of grew to really like it, and I'm going to tell you some of the things I really like and a few of the things that I don't like about it as well. But overall, it's an excellent blade, and I highly recommend it. But some of the positives with this, you have a full stainless steel construction. So you have your stainless steel blade, which is that 8CR13 MOV. So it's a stainless steel. It's kind of a mid-range steel, but I mean it's good enough to get most of EDC tasks. It'll handle all the EDC tasks, pretty good. But I like having the full stainless steel construction. It's very simple design. You don't have to worry about anything like a plastic polymer popping off of it or anything that's glued down. This is fully stainless steel. It is what it is. I kind of like that. The blade has proved to be very durable. Like I mentioned, I bought this in 2013, so I've had it for a number of years now, and it's definitely held up to some abuse. I use it quite a bit. I've used it, for cutting open boxes, cutting cardboard, cordage, rope, light prying, just everyday tasks. It just handles them beautifully. It's got a fairly thin design here, so you can see the thickness here. It's not very thick, so it wears real nice in your pant pocket. So that's a positive. One of the best things about this knife, one of the reasons I really love carrying it, is how smooth this knife has turned out to be. It is just so smooth to operate. It's incredible that this blade is that smooth for a $10 knife, and also the action, you can flick this thing. Look at that. It's like it's spring assisted. It's incredibly fast. It's a lot of fun just to play with. So it's very simple to deploy. Snaps right open. Easy one-handed operation. Just so simple. Take it out of your pocket and you need the blade, just boom, it's open. Same thing on the close with it being a frame lock. It's very simple. So you just push that bar out of the way, the blade comes home. There are detents here, so it's not going to flop open on you. You can feel it right there. You hear it click into place as well. When you lock the blade out here, let me make sure I'm focused. You can see the frame. Very solid lock up there. In fact, there's very little or no blade play when it's locked up. It is rock solid. And I don't know if these are all going to be like that. That's just my particular blade, but very impressed with how strong that frame lock is. It's really done good. These things come fairly sharp from the factory. I've obviously resharpened it many times since I've owned it, but I remember it came actually pretty sharp, and I was surprised. sharp enough to cut paper or shave hair off your arm. So that's impressive. Again, at a $10 price tag here, that you get a knife that's actually sharp. A lot of the cheaper knives are going to be the sharpness on your blade is going to be just mediocre. So that was great that right out of the box it was sharp. I like having this jimping here, and it's pretty aggressive. So it's very comfortable to grab and to hold this knife, with the finger choil here and that jimping. It's just a very comfortable knife. I really like how that feels. I like having that aggressive jimping because it lets you put, more pressure down without having fear of your thumb sliding off. So that's great. Comes with the lanyard hole, which I don't have a lanyard, installed on mine, obviously, but it's nice that they give you that from the factory. So if you wanted to run a lanyard off there, you could. I like the pocket clip on here. It's very robust. It's got a good spring tension, good quality steel, and it's deep carry. So, when you have it in your pocket, having that clip go all the way up to the top here, it carries deep in your pocket, which is nice. You don't have a lot of blades sticking out when you're carrying it. That steel that I mentioned earlier, that 8CR13 MOV, it's a mid-range steel. It holds a decent edge. But the best thing about it is that it's easy to sharpen. So, if you do dull this thing, if you use it for a lot of tasks, cutting cardboard or something like that, it's very easy to touch up. So I like that about that steel. Overall, it's hard to find a better knife than this in this, $10 to $15 price range. I think that this is one of the best options out there. I've seen them in some other colors too, where they've had a blackened handle, as well as some of them that drop off this texture here and have like a little flame logo or whatever. I ordered the one with the texture because I wanted to have better texture. And in fact, I wish they had a little more of that texture. It would be neat if they did the whole handle on both sides of that texture. But overall, what a great knife. The negatives with this, that steel, that 8CR13 MOV, it's like I mentioned a couple times now, it's a mid-range steel, so you got to know that going in with this knife. At the price range that we're talking about, you're not going to get a premium steel. So I don't mind that. It's a beater knife, so I don't mind that steel. It works, does everything you need. It holds a decent edge, but the main thing is it's easy to sharpen. But keep that in mind that this is not a premium steel, obviously. Another slight negative is it's only tip down carry, so there's no option to flip the clip over to the side. So it's strictly tip down. I don't mind that, but I just wanted to mention that. And I wanted to mention the texture. Being a fully stainless steel handle here, the texture here is great where they laser etch that texture into there. But the places where you don't have any of that, obviously it's going to be a little slick. So I do wish that they would texture the entire scales here. And then the other negative I'll mention is that this is a Chinese-made knife. So, keep that in mind. And here's a look at the logo and the model there. This is a Chinese-made knife, so say what you will about them, but this one here, I can highly recommend this knife, even though it's made in China. For the price, there's nothing in the U.S. that's going to match this. But overall, what a great EDC knife. This is one of my most carried knives, even though it's one of my most, one of the cheapest knives that I own. But I just carry it. I have no fear of damaging this knife. If I end up breaking it, or if I'm prying with it, or whatever I use it for, if I destroy it, I'm only out $10. I'll just go on Amazon and order another one. But what a great knife. If you haven't ever seen these things, I definitely suggest you check one out. If you like the Sabenza kind of look, but you don't want to drop the $200-300 for one or more, this is a great option just to kind of give you that look. There are some limitations with a budget knife, but overall, I can't recommend this any higher than I have. It's just a great everyday carry knife. If you got any questions or comments about it, leave them down below. I'll try to answer them. Thank you.